Back. Folks calling hacks. How did he get across the map? I know, guys. The mini-map is so hard to deal with nowadays. Maybe we'll find a solution for it. Maybe we won't. But we do have Avilo spawning here in the bottom right. And he actually opened with a gas cancel. I wasn't quite sure what that was about. It's
a mistake, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
It's got all in here.
Yo,
Go.
do the other guy.
Go, but oh, wait, which one did you do?
I did a really crappy Avilo intro.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about him on the top left. As the blue Terran, it's top.
Good. Now we both did crappy intros. Fantastic.
Yeah, just okay.
Okay, so the minimap thing is a very real problem, and I don't know that players really suffer from it as badly, I guess, because with limited vision, perhaps it's easier to see when something hits, but I swear to God, like, I watched the stream delay, and I even commented, like, guys, look at this minimap, because it's coming, like, nobody saw that, and I do hope it's something that gets changed, because it should never be a situation where that wasn't what caused Avilo to lose, obviously, but I'm not a big fan at all.
Yeah. Well, there's just, like, there's no reason for it. They must have, when they tested this stuff, realized it was harder to see. And unless their thought process was, well, that might make the game harder, which means more skill cap, which is not a good argument to begin with, then I don't know why they would have continued implementing it, you know? Like, the only way I could think is that they thought it looked prettier.
Maybe. I mean, it does. I will give it aesthetically. I think things when toned down with alpha levels correctly can look better, but not to the degree they've done it, at least. I don't know. Anyways, gonna lose the SCV. Level puncher for Avilo. This third base is kind of a cool dynamic. You can knock down the rocks over here and make it less wide and open, because right now your natural's got a lot of ways to get into it. But I don't know, Avilo went for some really... I applaud the effort to go for the fast Banshees. I thought it would have been really cool to see them if they hadn't actually gotten out, but that game did end rather abruptly for him. So I don't know if he'll be willing to take the same sort of dive for it. Yeah.
Plus, it doesn't look like his build was very clean. You know, the lack of a tech lab on the starport forever did seem quite odd. Either he did have a clean build or just messed up, or he just kind of decided to do that on a whim.
I personally think he was just focused too much with the Banshee around the natural up top. Was a bit of the problem. You know, the last thing you're doing is like swapping buildings if you're putting all of your attention into one Banshee.
Mm-hmm. Well, we got the natural now coming up. No, the natural's done, so it's a third CC on the way for top. Okay, that's actually kind of a nice response to the very early CC that Avilo got. Avilo's going for, again, that Cyclone opener. Both are. Reaper's gonna scout it. Although, really, I guess there's no way to tell if it's a tank or a Cyclone.
I think it's kind of I would honestly assume more often than not it's going to be a Cyclone. At least right now with the phase that the beta's in. Again, the thing, it's just got such crazy destructive capabilities in the early game. It'd be almost silly to go for a tank.
Yeah. Kind of cool micro trick from Avilo to try and stop the Reaper, get it killed, but I don't know if that was really worth the 37 whatever minerals it is for canceling a barracks.
Canceling a Rax, canceling a gas. Look at all the cancels happening today.
Yeah. Well, it is going to be Mac versus Mac again.
Man, the Cyclone auto attack is so dinky.
It is. It's very dinky.
Again with the sound. Pew, pew. It sounds like a Nerf gun. Not destructive missiles capability of locking on from miles away and killing your opponents.
To be honest, the actual missile doesn't look that scary either. It kind of sticks in the rock before exploding. It makes it look very small.
This kind of reminds me of like the Arrow, like superhero. You're like, dude, you got guns available, but you chose to use bow and arrow instead.
Yeah, I see what you're talking about.
What's Avilo doing with this medevac?
Chilling. You know, he's gonna go scout, but you know, the Cyclone's gonna lock on and kill it.
Well, you can actually boost out the range of that, so I mean that's
unless you boost into it.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah. I don't know what he was planning to do with this, to be completely honest with you. I feel like this is something where maybe he had picked up a Cyclone and was hoping to get some damage done and drop it and then didn't realize. But one of the key things he's doing himself right now is he is getting targeting ops. This gives the Cyclone an additional 3 range, and if you've got this over your opponent, actually it's pretty easy to control the fight with Cyclones. But there's 2 at a time coming up for top. He's going full on mech, as you point out, mech versus mech, so it's going to be, I think, a tough fight for Avilo. He might have the tech on his side, but I think at the end of the day, numbers are going to win this out. Like, oh, you can shoot me from further away, but I've got like 9 more than you. Whoop-de-doo.
Yeah, that's actually gonna be really odd. I mean, 3 range could be kind of a big deal. I don't know. I guess it depends on how it's going to look at huge concave or they're all bunched together. Lyric Crest is a pretty wide open map. Actually, kind of reminds me of Entombed Valley. Not the bases themselves, but rather just how wide open it is and like how Protoss really didn't quite. They appreciated the 3 base easily on Entombed Valley, but not going outside of their 3 bases. Oh, it finally died.
It shouldn't have though. I feel like it could have had. I don't know about moves, but. Alright, Vol's got a +1 in a moment. It's got that longer lock on range. So he can fire a couple more shots off, but as we saw, not a big deal. Both goes to disengage and. Ooh. Well, he's got this wall set up pretty nicely. He did knock down this one, but I mean, at the same time, Top could just kill it as well.
I think that he should. I mean, open up some more pathways. So it's never a bad thing, and you're really not doing anything else. You're macroing back at home with a much faster 3rd CC. This is quite bad for Avilo. It was already down in economy, just because the 3rd CC was supplying SEVs, and now it's actually mining.
Yeah, and I think this is kind of everything about this screams quantity versus quality. Top with the macro, top with more units. Avilo with +1. He's got the targeting optics. I mean, there's a lot of cool stuff he has, but none of that matters if he can't deal with what comes in 5 minutes from now.
Yeah. Gonna go for what looks like a drop filled with Hellbats, because it's not a bad move. Most of the Cyclones are out in the map. But Top has really solid production already on 5 factories. 4th command center even on the way. Wow.
I guess, I mean, if he can get away with it, why not? It's I would say normally pretty crazy to do this because you're so busy dumping units into fighting each other, both going for this death ball that you can't afford that 4th CC, but because it's been a really passive game and Avilo really doesn't have that scary of an army. It's their base being behind, his army being smaller, everything for him just kind of behind.
Yeah. We have a Cyclone missile turret defense, which is quite scary. My medics have to boost in just so the Hellbats drop out.
Yeah, and even then Hellbats will eventually die to the Cyclone every damn long time comes on cooldown, so Avilo, classic tactics, Top with a brand new response to it. I like that a lot, because the turret we know is never good enough for that, but as we see the Cyclone, all he's gotta do is kite a little bit longer, and there you go.
Yep. That actually just might remind Top to put 3 guys on gas, where originally he was, he had mismicroed that and only had 1 on each, so kind of helping Top in a way.
Well, here comes the push, lots of siege tanks, lots of Hellbats. Now, I don't know if Blue Flame will be done for the fight, but just to explain real fast, there is a bug right now where Blue Flame does not show up like in Hellbat mode. You don't see the actual Blue Flame, it's still in Blue Flame. So, if that comes into effect, it's going to be a little bit harder to tell, but just keep in mind, Top may have Blue Flame for this fight, where Avilo will not.
Yeah. Avilo's already on his way to +2. I thought Top had it on the way, but I guess it was looking at the Blue Flame instead. So we'll have an upgrade lead, and he does still have the Cyclone upgrade, but the army supply is 40 different.
The fact that you can log onto a building and then get out of a siege tank's range is so dumb. Avilo had this really cool wall set up, but nope, psych. I don't know. Supply blocked, and I want to, like, furthermore, he almost needs to pull some SCVs to repair. Not just the bunker, but the Cyclones. They got really low. This one's sitting on 1 health. Maybe bring the barracks back to scout, maybe use the command center for spotting, I don't know, but this was a pretty rough start, and Top's actually just going to choose to disengage?
I guess he thinks that there's not... Yeah, it's not that many Cyclones. So there's 4, so I don't know. It's kind of dangerous. 5.
I mean, like, what Avilo just did there, it's the tip of the iceberg on what is so many cool new dynamics to the matchup that not everyone's figured out. But how cool is it going to be to push a siege tank line back with your own maneuvered siege tanks?
It'll be fun. Go to the Hellbat drops into positioning the tanks. Well, it'll certainly be cool to see. The Top definitely has a dominance over this game. He's still up in army supply, SCVs, bases.
If Avilo had pushed there, he probably could have crushed the army on the right and eventually responded to the one on the left, but a little bit too quick to go to the left. Finds himself now split too thin on both sides. Might actually hold here at the bottom of the ramp, but he's lost positioning in the natural, and I think this is more important because this was a mining base he had established. This was gas incoming needed. Command center needs to lift to the skies. Avilo, don't lose the orbital. Don't lose the orbital.
Oh, he's gonna... Cyclones are ready and actually targeting that, so...
Yeah, this
Very
is
little.
too much here for. Look at the left side of the map. Entirely belongs to him. Villa's still going to try and continue to expand. Marine might block this out and be annoying. I mean, he's going to try and drop, but I kind of feel repositioning tanks might be better in this spot. You know, drop 2 at a time, but Hellbat's giving that top siege tanks. He'll push to break this, and he will break this. Not a bad army supply after the fight either, but still, at the end of the day, the question is, can he ever get production to that where top is not going to be ahead?
Avilo really did take quite a good fight at the end, you know, going from 50, 60 army supply behind to just 4. That's quite impressive, and he will, if he waits long enough, we'll have an upgrade lead again with +3 vehicle weapons, but there's just no, I mean, his army's already pretty slow, even with Medivacs being able to pick up 2 of his units, you know, 2 types of units, that he's not going to be able to really harass these bases. Top now takes the top side as well.
Yeah, he's just literally taking everything as he can. Credit, by the way, to Avilo, though. He's been playing this out not bad because he has been behind for just what his build order was. Someone in chat asking, can Cyclones, is the lock-on ability autocast? Yes. You can also disable it, which is sometimes more effective because the AI for autocast is kind of awful.
Yeah, target supply people instead of the Marine behind it, you know, whatever.
It's like, well, there's carriers in front of me, but there's also these interceptors.
So, interceptors look pretty cool. Avilo trying to get away with a run by, it looks like kind of a cool idea. I mean, there aren't any sentry towers out for top, so it would have been possible, and with Medivacs available, yeah, I mean, really, you could have done some great damage to 1 or 2 of these command centers. Instead, was found out.
That pickup micro, though. Oh, Top, you're so cute. +3 weapon's gonna finish for Avilo, but again, it doesn't necessarily mean the most if you can't keep up with your opponent's production. I mean, just the amount of mules he can drop, much less everything else. I mean, I guess he's not really made these all into orbitals just yet, but it's looking so good here from Top.
It's looking like he can't lose.
All right, GG. Top will take the series 2-0. Congratulations to him. See a little bit more Top in the brackets. Yeah, we've cast a couple of things at this point. You know, Lima leagues, whether it's or like.